Hey guys, just doing another deck video here. This is a very fun, explosive deck that is not a meta deck. So if you're kind of like me and you want to stay away from Blackwings and Infernities, X-Sabers, and kind of do something a little bit different than everyone else, this is a good, cheap way to go. And the only expensive things that are in this deck are the staples that you probably already have. So if you have an extra deck set and you're sick of doing quick draw and stuff like that, this is a good way to go. And let me explain. This is the power of the deck right here. This is a super ancient deep sea king coelacanth. And it is coelacanth, not coelacanth or whatever else you guys want to talk about. Coelacanth, it's an ancient fish. It's a real thing, a coelacanth. It's not something just made up. But interesting thing about these cards is that they're coming out as commons in TurboBack 3, which just came out. So if you want to make this deck, these were only like, the ultimates were 4, this one was 3. You can pick up the commons for pennies on the dollar, or get them yourself from the turbo packs from your local tournament. So yeah, these are going to be very easy to get. Their effect, why it's so good, is when it's on the field, I can discard one card from my hand. It can be a magic, a spell, or a trap, and I can special summon as many fish monsters I want, or as possible, excuse me. So you have to summon as many as you can. So if there's only one on the field, you summon 4. Why is this good? Obviously, because there's a 4-star synchro monster, fish synchro, called Royal Swamp Eel. Also, this card has a secondary and tertiary effect. The secondary effect is that all the monsters on the field cannot attack, nor do they gain their effects. So you pretty much have to synchro with what you're getting. That's not really a problem, because I'll show you the combos later. They're really easy to do. The tertiary effect is something I don't really use that much, because there's usually not that many fish on the field at once together, other than when he's out here by himself. You can tribute a fish to negate it's kind of like a Tynatail. Tribute a fish, negate a effect that would target or destroy him. Alright, and we'll go on to the next card. Very awesome card. I think it's got really good art. And Kingfish here. Next card. Alright, now we have the Royal Swamp Eel. This is coelacanth's little partner in crime. You can get these out with coelacanth's effect. You want to get 2 out. They're 4-star tuners, which means you can combo off them easily. 1700 attack, and the only catch is it has to sync with another fish monster, which in this deck is not a problem. It's got really good synergy with coelacanth's effect. Other than that, 4-star fish tuner. Yeah, next card. Alright guys, I can hear you laughing through the computer at this card. It's 7-colored fish. It's from Metal Raiders. It's an old school. It's one of the old school beater cards. It's got 1800 attack and is a 4-star fish. Now, a lot of you are thinking, well, isn't there a Metabo Shark? Yes, there is, but he has an effect. I need a normal monster, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But other than that, this is 4-star sync bait to use with coelacanth and Royal Swamp Eel. Easy 8 stars. Alright. Alright, we've made it to the engine of the deck. Genex engine. When this card is normal summoned, I can dump a water monster to the graveyard. I dump coelacanth because the plays I make with coelacanth come from the graveyard. So Necro Valley kind of messes this deck up. Keep that in mind. That being said, this guy will dump a water monster to the graveyard, and you get to add a Genex controller to your hand. And I'll show you what that is in just a second. Alright, 2 Genex controllers. They are brought to your hand by the Undyne effects. Did I call the last card a Genex controller? I'm not sure. It's Genex Undyne, not controller. These are sent to your hand by Undyne's effect. And it's all part of the engine. I'll tell you why it's important to bring these to your hand. They are a normal 3-star tuner. So if you bring out that Undyne on one turn, and then you can protect it for 1 more, that's an easy Brionac on the next turn. Okay, 2 Phantom of Chaos. Everyone knows what this does, I think. I remove a monster from my graveyard. A Deep Sea Coelacanth, for example. And I gain its attack and its effect. for this turn. So get your coelacanth in the graveyard, then do your combo accordingly. He cannot do damage to your opponent, but he can crash, so this can kill Stardust or whatever you need to. Just won't do any damage. At the end of the turn, loses its effect, loses the attack. Alright, this card is deceivingly good. At first, okay, you see a 2-star fish who, when he dies, you get another one on the field. Okay. First of all, this can be summoned with Coelacanth's effect for easy 2-star. That means an easy Brionac when you're using Coelacanth's effect. Tune this with a Royal Swampio, here's your Brio, and you can ditch to clear the field. Not only that, when this card is destroyed, you can ditch a water monster from your deck to the graveyard, Coelacanth, and then special summon one of these from your deck. Now, I will be running 3 mainly in this. I only have 2 at the moment. Troll and Toad is out, which is really weird. But I'll be getting another one of these. So just imagine there's 3 here. It's that good. So think about it this way. With these 3 cards in the Genex Undyne, we have 6 different ways to get Coelacanth to the graveyard. Alright, Golden Flying Fish. A lot of people really like this card, and I don't hate it or anything. But when Coelacanth summons, the effects are negated. So this guy, if I tribute another fish on the field, I can destroy 1 card on my opponent's side of the field. This sounds great, but usually there's not that many fish around for long on the field for there to be another one coming out. So he's there just in case. In addition, he's the only fish that is also a light monster that I have, and that means he can be used as sink bait for Avenging Knight Parasath, which needs a light monster to be tuned with it, and that's the one that can change the battle position of a card and has piercing. 8-star. Next card. Oystermeister. A lot of people really like this card. I only run 1. When he is destroyed, or sent from the field to the graveyard by anything other than battle, so by sinking, I can use him with another card I'll show you later on. You get a token. So a good combo with him. Actually, no, I'll show you the combos later. Right now, he's a 3-star. That when he's sent to the graveyard, you get a token, and he's a fish. All right, here we got Fishborg. Fishborg Blaster is a tuner. When he's in your graveyard, if you have a level 3 or lower water monster, so Genex Undyne, Nimble Sunfish, and Oystermeister all fit that criteria. You can discard 1 card to special summon him. 1-star, and if he's used as to tune, all the other monsters need to be water. So, alright, now we have 2 Pot of Avarice, the obvious choice for any deck that synchros quite a bit in 1 turn. Like with this deck, on any given turn, you can be ditching 4 to 5 monsters at once. It really thins out your deck and speeds it up, but at the same time, if you get towards the end of the deck and you're out of Royal Swamp Eels or other monsters, you're screwed. So, Pot of Avarice, it's becoming a staple in a lot of the synchro decks. Great card. If you don't know what it does, I can return 5 monsters to my deck and draw 2 cards. Alright, Moray of Greed. Great card here. I return 2 water monsters back to my deck, and I get to draw 3 cards. I only run 2 instead of 3 because I am using Genex controller, which there's 2 dark monsters there. Phantom Chaos, that's 2 more dark monsters. Golden Flying Fish, that's 5 of my monsters that aren't water. So I'm keeping it at 2 for right now. I really like it at 2. I haven't had any problems with this at 2, and it's a really good card. Return 2 to your deck that, say you get a Golden Flying, that's a Coelacanth and a 7-color fish, and you can't combo with those at all at the moment. Send them back because you can get them out of the deck with other effects, and now you have +3. It's a +1, but you switch out too. So there you go. Staple card here, Book of Moon. You guys all know what it does. Quick play. Flip your monster and opponent's monster face down defense position. Don't need to explain that one.